I tested the Grob, the worst opening in chess, which gives black an advantage already from move 1. And it's not because I like to lose, I really like winning, but because I want to prove that openings are not as important as you might think. So I'll play the worst chess opening at every level, all the way up to master level. And I'll be facing a strong FIDE master. Get ready for unexpected attacks, some very quick wins, but the big question here is, will the Grob survive all the way up to the final boss? Let's see. First game, we try the Grob opening. This is really the worst opening in chess because whatever move black plays right now, black has already the advantage. But there is a sneaky idea, and is to bring the bishop out in a very dangerous diagonal, since you're attacking this pawn and the rook behind. So if this bishop is moving, they are in trouble. Now my opponent is playing already something strange themselves, so they didn't try to exploit the weakness of the move g4. And white is already kind of fine in this position. So now the question is, what do we want to do? And developing pieces is always a very good idea. So before bringing this knight out, I would play the move c4, because this move is helping to take control over the center, controlling the square. Now I can bring the knight out, controlling these two central squares. So as you see, my pieces, also the bishop, are fighting for the center. And now already this move is, we can consider it a little mistake, or maybe not, because I thought like if we push, the knight has to go back home. But actually the knight can also go over there. So we will not push, we will just defend this pawn and then bring even more pieces to the game. So I have a very nice way to develop all my pieces. I can go, actually, let's start with this pawn move. So I'm bringing the bishop out, then I can bring the knight here and I can castle. Hey, it's not the most insane position for white, but we got really a good position, even with the worst chess opening. All right, let's bring the bishop here. We are pinning this knight. The knight cannot move because the queen behind would be hanging. And here I will show you a very sneaky plan every time your opponent goes with the bishop in fianchetto. And what you can try to do is to trade off. Trade off that bishop. I'm shortly asking, where does the knight want to go? Here is not a problem, here is not a problem, so we keep going with our plan. I am creating a battery, bishop plus queen, and this is a free cheese macaroni. Like the video if you also like free cheese macaroni. But the idea is to really get rid of the bishop. I would have gone on f6 anyway. Now we take back with the queen, and now already I might not even castle in this game, because I see some very nasty checkmate ideas. And here I will go all in for them. I'll bring the knight, I will ignore everything that they do. Whatever they do, I will let them do it. I will go with the knight here. Now, I'm looking at this possibility. No, I think that was bad. I think that was bad because they have a way to now win a piece. So actually always look for your opponent idea. I thought that they had to take this pawn here, and then I couldn't have moved the knight anyway. Okay, reset, guys. We blundered. This is not ideal. And it's a very good lesson. Always take care of what is your opponent's idea. If you just play with your own, you might end up in trouble. Okay, so what can we do now to defend this position? We will castle, bring the king to safety, let this knight go. You fought well. You fought really well. And my whole point was to actually move that knight here, get rid of the knight, and give checkmate. Now we can't really get rid of the knight that easily, or maybe we can. Let's play the move e4. I want to play the move e5. That's also not a very sophisticated principled move, because they could have just simply played the move e5. But I'm attacking the queen. Now I'm able to play the move e5 since the queen is no longer protecting. Wow, they did really a nice thing here, bringing the other knight to the defense. Okay, I will go with the bishop here. I'm protecting this pawn and looking maybe for some nasty sacrifices. Remember, this knight cannot be moved, so I'm not in a hurry to capture it. One idea that I see is to try to bring my rook to the attack. Rook e1, rook e3, rook f3, sacrifice my rook for the knight, and then give checkmate. They move the queen here, attacking this pawn, and this time we will move on with our plan, but without ignoring what's their idea. So they want to take this pawn. Can I let them do that? Yes, the answer is yes. I will go with the rook here because I'm setting up a discovery attack if they take this pawn. I can move my bishop anywhere because the rook will be attacking the queen. And guess where I'm going to move the bishop? Definitely here, sacrificing to open up the king even more. And they take it, meaning that we can really go for this very nasty sacrifice. The queen moves here, and I think this is a poison square. I will give a check. The knight cannot take because this would be just checkmate. And so the king has to move. Actually, we have just checkmate in one. The king moves and that feeling when the game doesn't stop. Luckily, there is no bishop coming from the moon that is taking my queen, but they cannot move the king, but they can still play one move, cover with the knight. But now this should be mate. Okay, GG's. Quick analysis, because we have a brilliant move, beautiful discovery attack, and very interesting, the move knight g5, giving black the possibility to win a piece, is actually not that bad. White in this position is still crushing because the attack is very hard to stop. With this checkmate idea, all we need to do is to get rid of this knight. Grob power. GG's. New game with the Grob, higher rating. Let's see what they do. Will they exploit that this opening is pretty bad objectively? No. Already this knight move is not really ideal because yes, you're attacking this pawn, but you're inviting this pawn push, and I will advance. I will advance here with the pawn. Ooh. Did I win a piece? Where can this knight go backwards? We're at move 4, huh? The knight cannot move anywhere. Not here, not there, not here, not there. So, okay, they are going for a sort of gambit, but this is not good. I will take back. Now the queen is taking. Interesting. I will go out with the knight. Very important to cover all these squares, making my king way more safe. Attacking the queen, so winning a tempo. I don't like this move. I don't like this move because the queen is still on the same diagonal as this bishop, meaning that I can just fight for the center with the move d4. The queen cannot take off. What? I mean, free cheese macaroni. I hope this shows that openings don't always matter, and mostly at this level do not matter. New game, higher rating. We tried the Grob. Will they know how to face it? Already this move is good. Now will they? Perfect. This is probably one of the best way of facing. Black is controlling the center. This pawn is now a potential target. Let's play the move c4. This is the main idea. So basically, I'm giving them this pawn for free, saying like, and also this pawn for free, saying like, I want to use the weakness of this diagonal. Usually the queen comes out here, and I will do it because I'm now attacking this pawn twice. And how to defend it? Probably either knight here or c6. This is... how is this move defending this pawn that was attacked in a very unsuspicious way by a bishop and by a queen? Okay, we'll take it and think later. I don't think there is a trap here. That's the problem. So we just won a pawn. Yeah. I mean, doesn't mean that we have, like, still, look at this pawn, look at this. Like, the problem of the Grob is that you don't really have a safe way of castling afterwards. So it's kind of tricky, let's put it that way. But we develop, bring out the knight, make sure that the queen doesn't get trapped, but that shouldn't be the case. So let's go here. So we are pinning this knight. If the rook is attacking, we can still move the queen backwards. This move, okay, is protecting a pawn that was under attack. Now this knight is coming here, attacking my queen. Okay, it makes some sense, I have to admit. What to do? We have to develop. We gotta really develop. Really. So I think this pawn has to make one step forward, so we can bring the bishop out, where, I don't know, the knight out. Let's save the queen, so at least we don't lose it. So we did all this dance with the queen to win a juicy pawn. Was this worth it? I don't know. But now this position, like the fact that the pieces are in those squares, gives me the opportunity to take back some space. Actually, we are winning a piece. Because it doesn't matter where the bishop goes, we just... we are not winning a piece. Because now they actually sacrifice the pawn in order to create some more squares for the bishop. But still, this looks really nice. So if I take here, they take my knight. So I will just take this pawn and they have still the problem of the bishop. Okay, they are really sacrificing every single pawn. Happy to take it. I could take with the pawn or with the queen. If I take with the pawn, I undo my double pawns. If I take with the queen, I kind of activate my queen on that file. Bim, boom, bam. But no, I take like this because I want to win this bishop. And now I win the bishop because I attack it. The bishop moves and boom. The pawns are very powerful. And I'm sorry that there are some pieces that are still sleeping, but I promise I am trying to develop them. There are just other priorities right now. Okay, I need to take this. But then I will develop. I'm kidding. This knight is hanging, so we need to defend it. Well, but we can develop and defend it. Perfect. Now, they can try to be sneaky. I have an extra piece, but they are trying to come in with the knight, maybe give a check, make me lose the opportunity of castling. All right, fine. Maybe we can go for a long castle. Well, they will give this check, so I will not be able to castle anymore. Anyway, we will bring this bishop out. We are kind of ready to go for long castle. Now we can't do it. But the king on f1 is not as bad as you might think. The only problem is that the rooks are not connected, so they are not really defending each other. I will go with the rook here, bringing also the rook to the game, winking at the queen behind. That is now moving away for a good reason. We are attacking also this pawn quite sometimes, so we'll increase the pressure. Very important to notice that this rook is also winking at my knight, so if this knight moves away, giving a check or attacking something of higher value, my knight would be in danger, but there is nothing that can be done in order to to do that. And of course, I had calculated it all. Free cheese macaroni. Should we take it? It's a little bit risky because this rook is pointing at this pawn and the knight could double up the attack. I'm not fully convinced about it. You know what? I will play this move that looks very, maybe 2 steps. So I also remove this square for the queen. You might say like, what are you doing? And basically I'm removing the square to the knight. So the knight cannot go there. And the knight doesn't have any forward square to go. Okay, now, good point. They are attacking this pawn and attacking this knight. This pawn is protected twice by this knight, but this knight is alone. So what to do? Probably this, or maybe also queen here. Very interesting. Or also queen here. I'm just attacking this poor guy as well. Okay, I like this. I like to be sneaky, to have the discovery check. They say in chess the threat is stronger than his own execution. And this has very annoying threats. I mean, this discovery, taking the pawn, every knight move is very good. Also just this. What's this? I got really scared, but for no reason, I think. I will just take back. All right. All right. So their idea is probably to attack this point, but now I'm attacking this one. Yeah, the queen is now saying like, oh no, my knight. Oh no, but I will not let my king be mated, of course. So we just play this, protecting the pawn, all good. This pawn is now hanging, can be taken, but there is a knight also hanging, so I'm not really sure if that's a good move. Let's give this check over here. The queen is also adding an attacker over there. We take this pawn, attacking the queen. If the knight is taking, we go with the horse forward. Also very strong. The fun fact is that they really don't have many attacking chances right now. I will play this move, offering a trade of queens. We have extra material, so why not? I see something beautiful. No, it doesn't work. I thought like if the queen comes here, I might have a check either here or there. Then take the queen and then give back rank checkmate. But it doesn't work in both cases. If I go here, after rook takes, this would work. But they can just take with the queen. And after this, they take with the pawn. And after I take, they have this square. But I will do it anyway, because I'm winning the knight. So it's a fancy way of trading pieces, go to an endgame, and perfect. Very good, we have an extra rook. Let's push this pawn, so we are trying to trade. Let's go here. I know that this pawn is hanging, but it's all right. There are more important things to do. And here we are not just attacking this pawn, we were also threatening, I'll take this one, to push this pawn even forward. Okay, let's go here, attacking this little pony, and now push, 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 push. That's it. Well, we can take here, why not? And then push, 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 push. The plan is simple. Okay, let's take here by giving a check. And now we can protect this pawn. We can also just push it. It doesn't really matter. The nice part is that this is not even a threat, because we can just move the king and protect the rook behind. And now we take here. It's not stalemate. Very important to check the king has still some squares. And GG's. The Grob strikes again. Subscribe if you like this video. New game, higher rating. We tried the Grob, and this is the final game before I tried this opening against chess masters. So not from speedrun accounts. Okay, let's go. Bishop here. And d5. This we agreed, this is one of the most common ways of facing. We play the move c4. We are saying, wanna take this free cheese macaroni, wanna take this free cheese macaroni. Black has so many pawns that they can take. And the idea of this move is to always invite the queen to go out. Okay, let's take there. And once the pawn is taking, I will remove the move queen b3. Okay, wait, okay. I mean, it was not forced to take back, so it was a little bit suspicious. Ooh, I said it before, previously, that knight on f6 is not a good move in the Grob because you just help white to win a tempo, attacking it. And now I think I can just play the move d3, attacking the knight, protecting this pawn. So I think we are, after 7 moves, with the worst chess opening, also in a good position, right? We take here, we have an extra pawn, and now we have an extra pawn without compensation because the queens are also traded off. So we are really in a dream position with the worst opening. Okay, we'll just develop very quickly and try to play normal chess. Bring pieces out, win a tempo over there, bring the other knight out, play with all the pieces. Always the idea. The problem of this opening is really that the king, no matter where you castle, you have to push the pawn in front of the king. So that makes it a little tricky. But we are in an endgame, so all Gucci. Knight there is a mistake because we can first of all trade pieces, second of all win more material. So now they have to take with the pawn. Very good. Let's develop also this. The more trade, the better. They have a rook pointing here. I might consider, this is something you want to consider every time there are 2 double pawns. And so they have a rook pointing there. You might just push. And then this pawn is protecting the other one. I mean, happy to trade, right? Happy to trade. If they take with a pawn, they would have the worst pawn structure in history of chess. So very good. We'll do what we said, pushing here, so we can also move the rook, attacking the bishop. g6. Not a big fan of this move. I don't really understand what's the idea. I'll bring the rook here. I'm not attacking the bishop because it's protected, but I'm developing my rook to a nice square. Will they castle or not? Now that they played this move g6, they castle. Okay. So what I will try to do is to play h5 and then try to bring this knight to f6. Again, this is possible just because they played this bad g6 move. It's just weakening the dark squares for pretty much no reason. Can they stop the knight from going there? It doesn't seem like they are even trying. So they want to go here. I don't mind. I will just go here and say like, you can come give a check. I lose the opportunity for castling, but do I really care about castling here? I don't think so. I will go with the king there. And if they trade, I'm thinking to give this check in between. I don't have to, but I like to. Showing a little bit of ideas. I will take now back, why not? And the point is that this bishop cannot come to attack my knight because the rook behind would be hanging, which is very good. I want that knight to stay there as much as possible. They are coming for these ideas. I could stop it this way, but I will rather stop it this way. Well, I'm not stopping it, I'm just letting them. And if they do, I will play b4. And then they trade the rooks, I take back. And then their bishop has to move. So I don't even think it's a good idea. And so I'm proceeding with my plan, which is to take here and then to bim bum bam. There we go, we play this. And now I'm probably going to take with the king, because I want to leave my rook there where it is. Now this bishop has to be moved. And if the bishop moves there, that's now interesting. Because if I take, they can actually trade here. So, change of plans, I will play h6. The king has just one square. And now we'll play rook here. Now the nice part is that even if we end up trading, I have a long-term advantage in this endgame. I already have an extra pawn, so trades are in general good. But the fact that I have this pawn here makes very hard for the king to join the game. And I will show you why. So let's play first king here, just removing the king from the obvious check. Also, all these pawns are falling like pins, attacking them all. This king cannot really move too much away from this pawn, because at any point I can go with my rook behind and take it, and then this pawn is just 2 steps away from promoting. So that would be really dangerous. Now I could take there, but then I have 3 pawns that are all kind of weak, so I will rather push. This pawn is still very weak, and now one or the other, or maybe both of them, are falling apart. Also this guy, oh my gosh. The king is trying to move, but as you will see, won't go that far. I'll try to take this pawn as well. Now if they play this, which is the only way to protect, we can just go to... Wait a minute. Can we just go to a pawn endgame? Because they have actually an opportunity to create a pass pawn. No, we will not do that. No. I'll go back here trying to do the same thing as before. Way better. And what I need to try to do is to start pushing these pawns. Start advancing them, because then it becomes very dangerous. So let's play this. Also stopping this pawn. Probably the pawn endgame was still winning, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay, let's give this check. The king cannot go too far away. Maybe I shouldn't have given this check. I could have left the king dominated. That was a bit imprecise. I will take here and then take this pawn. And now we have 2 passers, but my rook will be able to stop. Oh, no. We'll push this one, create another passer, and this guy can be supported by the king as well. So that's... Now this is very simple, because this king is blocking his own pawn. This rook needs to stay there to protect from this pawn, and yeah, this is going downhill very quick. The king is getting my pawn to promote, and this rook is stopping this pawn from promoting. So let's just do this, showing that everything is under control. We take here, and now we take this. We could even pre-move this move. All right, GG's. Time to play the Grob against somebody of my rating. Okay, we have a FIDE master, so let's see. Grob against a FIDE master. What is happening? Okay, they are blocking the attack here. I will push the pawn forward. Bishop out. I will just try to develop. And there we go. Placing a pawn in the center. Not bad. Should I even go crazy? Let's go like this. I'll play this, so if they take, my rook behind is protected, so they have to move the bishop. Now, can I do something like this? I could, but I don't have to. So I will just develop, 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 develop. And this pawn on g5 is actually annoying because it's stopping the knight from going out. So, okay. Now they had to trade first. I will bring the knight. I'm thinking if that is actually the best square for the knight. Because I guess that they will play... I will go with the knight here, actually. Not only because I'm allowing the pawn to eventually be pushed, but also because the knight is coming towards the square. I suspect that they will go for the move e5 or e6. They're threatening to take this pawn. I will just play this, saying like, go ahead. Ooh, they go for long castle. I will do the same. That was my idea. I leave this pawn hanging, but I don't mind. All right, let's go pin this knight. I like my position. I'm threatening to win a piece, to take this knight, and then to get a free cheese macaroni. Wait a minute, bishop here? Am I not just winning a piece? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Not bad. Grob power! Let's go. I was almost choking, but very nice. And I hope this proves you that even with the worst chess opening, you can get a game of chess. Let's see just when, yeah, already here, after e4, position was better. And this is no theory, it's no Grob theory. I just try to play according to principle, bringing out the piece, and this time I was facing also a FIDE master. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one. My opponent was very confident about his opening, the London system, and I can just tell you, the game didn't last long. And there is one of the most beautiful checkmate that we can have in chess. So check it out, short but mwah. Thank you for watching. Ciao, ciao.